to Papa Mohbad? Was you trying to say you seek a legal advice or a lawyer or something? Why you not changing it like no? He just already breached the agreement. No, it's not about the agreement. You want him to say, are you threatening me or not? But he was threatening Papa Mohbad with legal stuff. But he doesn't want to agree with him, and Oriyomi just let it go like that. Go ahead.
A son, when your son is not buried yet, some people think, okay, some people may think, this is the right time, Baba, we are Besita to buy Mara. Another school of thought, Baba, Kilode, Mighty Shade, Amopolorini, Echesuru, Tabati Paribu, Tabati justice, Tabati Sheberia. You can continue with your professional career.
My background research, okay, I'm afraid you will ban me. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá rẹ̀ wà lábí yín sílẹ̀ sí láyé yín tó láti náà tẹ́ fi lọ lóbi tẹ́ lọ ìlú Èkó ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá sà tí ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ ẹni tó já sómi tí ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ fà kó nu omi tó wá fààyàn padà kí ló yẹ kéèyàn ṣe.
This part, I might not be able to explain better because he was using some parables there, so I don't know how to. I've listened to the interview before, but I don't know. But go ahead, I'll try to summarize it, Sha. But just let it play along. I'll pause you, then I'll tell you what we were saying. Thank you.
Toriyomi bá já sínú omi tó bá jẹ́ ní tí mo fẹ́ Toriyomi ni máa make sure pé mo wọ jáde.
No, you don't have the strength
to drag the person,
and you cannot swim.
You leave the person.
The only thing you can do that time is ewa lókè odò. Ewa fẹ́ fà. But instead of that person láti make attempt láti join yín lókè, don't drag you over the road. What will you do?
I will call for more help.
I will just see.
Okay, now, I think let me try because I'm telling you about he had for me kind of. So he said,
if you remember drown,
he said if someone is in the I don't know any if someone is in the water, like you're in the water and you are drowning, right? If you are drowning and you are taking your hand off for someone to help you, right? Sorry, mate, please. Or Vegans, can you explain that part because my Yoruba not too strong.
He said
right.
that
Thank you.
Okay. Vegans, go ahead.
What Oriyomi was trying to tell African TV there was that, okay, let's assume somebody is in a deep trouble and you want to serve as a savior to save him or her from that big troubles or deep troubles. If peradventure, in the midst of saving him or her, he or she is about to drown you into deeper part of the trouble, what would be the rational decision to do as a potential savior for such a person?
Good.
So Oriyomi was trying to tell him that what he was doing with Baba at that point was totally wrong, and it was foolish of him to insist on Baba going with him with his conditions and terms when he's not the person that is in the center of the lost child. Do you understand? That's what he was saying. That he was having overbearing attitude. Do you understand? He was crying more than he believed. So he was trying to tell him that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good over go ahead. Thank you.
Hold on. Before quick, go ahead. Hold on. And he was trying to establish that if you're drowning and you're helping someone, and at that point in time, the person that is drowning, his own debt was affecting you, and he was going to drown you too that wants to help him. At that point in time, what will you do? You let go to save yourself. So he was trying to tell African civilization that at this point, this Baba has been shouting. Still Basin Komeji, you let the man go and let peace reign. Continue.
Queen of Energy, go ahead. Queen of Energy.
Yes.
The last person to save it.
As at the time you are trying to drag him and you want to enter into that river with him, and you know you cannot swim, that means there is something in his pocket that he wants to take, not the life of the person that he wants to take.
No, sọ pé nǹkan wà ní pocket nígbà tẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tẹ gbé kalẹ̀. You just brought that in. Ìyẹn ò sí nínú equation wa. It's saving life.
Life for the person. Panápaná tó fẹ́ paná ń dé tí náà ti.
You want to explain that part?
Your daddy. Explain that part, please.
That pocket.
All this Yoruba, I had Yoruba from now. People know this.
I should explain it.
Best are you there, please?
Olaide, what did you say?
Can you play it back a little bit, please?
Yeah, play it back a little bit. I don't really get that part here.
Go back and into my friend.
Means there is something you want to gain from saving such a man. So Yemi was putting it into his body, woto, that you are pursuing something in the case. Because Baba Mohbad, which is the center of the case, is telling you, please don't fight my cause for me. But you want to fight the cause by force. Then you have a personal interest in what comes from that case.
Let me add this to it. When Oriyomi was saying that you saw somebody drowning, you want to save him, you're also drowning. That why can't you let go? Let only him drown alone. He now said no, blah 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 blah. What he said. Then he now went further to say that, oh, really, that means there is something in that man's pocket that you want to get. That is why you cannot let go. Then don't all this thing that Oriyomi said, hold it in your left hand again. Then when we come to the purpose of the MOU, you will see what Oriyomi was saying. That why African television cannot let Baba go. Because there was something in Baba's pocket that Oriyomi was targeting. That was why he cannot let Baba go, even when he was drowning. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Life is very loose and life for the person. Panápaná tó fẹ́ paná ń dé tí náà ti ń jó wọ́n ní safety first.
Okay, jẹ́ ńlá mọ́lẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ lọ́rọ̀ bàbá Mohbad.
Lọ́rọ̀ ẹja àkọ́kọ́ lu analogy wa nù. Láìpẹ́ lórí analogy wa ní ọdún bàbá Mohbad.
Ṣẹ́rí èmi jẹ́ nìkan tó jẹ́ pé mo máa ń gbèjà àwọn tí mo bá fẹ́ràn to the last.
To lose your life.
My life is useless if I cannot save a life.
If you lose your life,
Hold on. Olaide, please interpret. Olaide Avengers, please interpret that. Emma Yekuma Tutu now. What did they do?
So in that course of discussion, Oriyomi wanted to give him another illustration about a fire brigader and then safety first phenomenon. That even a fire brigader must ensure his or and safety first before he goes to rescue anyone. Do you understand? That was when African TV now interjected that he, as he is, that is a fighter and he's a lifesaver. He is a lifesaver. That if he does not save a drowning soul or somebody that is going to perish, it means his existence is not valuable. He's trying to add value to himself, like he's a freedom fighter, he's a justice fighter. He's trying to call himself everything that he wants people to know or to hear about him. Meanwhile, everybody knows that he's there for the money. That's why he doesn't want Baba Mohbad to go. Thank you.
No, let me add.
Alaji, the person.
Queen, let me add. He said, my own interpretation, he said that even at that point that he was not going to let that person go. The person, Amzad now said, okay, in the case of firefighter, that there's this rule number 1. When you're trying to save life, your own safety is key, which is number 1. He said, as far as is concerned, he has been fighting for a just cause. Note that and note it again. He has been fighting But in the previous minutes ago, he said this Mohbad's case is the first he will handle. That was why he doesn't want Oriyomi to let go. Hey guys, I need you. Why? Mona, if I no clap for me, if I no give me gifts for firefighting issue, that is not for him. It's not about safety first. That's what he was trying to say. Even when Oriyomi was establishing the fact that if house is burning, even if you're a firefighter, your own safety first. He's trying to say even the life he's living, if he doesn't fight for justice, his life is as useless as anything. Let's go ahead.
Living. Christ lost his life so that I can be saved. Mentality take me here. I will do anything to save you, anybody in this room, until my last breath. So me only acid.
If you have the same analogy with Jesus Christ, you will never reply Baba Mohbad.
My reply to Baba Mohbad is for him to check what he's doing.
What was Jesus Christ replied? Nígbà tí wọ́n lẹ̀ lóko, nígbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ fún gbogbo wọn, did you reply that? Remember that reply?
Ìgbà tí wọ́n lẹ̀ ṣé ìgbà tí wọ́n only Father forgive them.
Torí pé wọn máa ń tán ṣe.
Exactly.
Can't you just say that to Baba Mohbad instead of replying him?
No.
If you truly want to behave like Jesus Christ,
yes,
meaning you cannot. African television, the truth is this. Tí ẹ bá já sódò, tẹ fẹ́ fà jáde, tí ò bá sí nǹkan kan bẹ̀, tó bá fẹ́ fà yìí sódò, ẹ ju ọwọ́ lẹ̀. Kẹ́ ẹ tó kọ̀ fún ẹ wà ju ọwọ́ lẹ̀, ẹ wà wíwú ní ẹ jẹ́ fà jáde.
I will sue you guys, so if I stop, you interpret.
Olaide. If Olaide is done, let me continue. Let me take it from there. He said that, loud and clear, that African television, the truth be told, if somebody is drowning, and if you want to help, and you're also drowning too, if there's nothing involved, you will let that person drown alone. That was what he was trying to say. That why are you troubling this man if there is nothing involved? Now it makes me to come back to this proverb that says, Osha, to bá lè gbà mí, fi mí sílẹ̀ bó ṣe bá mi. Osha in English is small God. If you cannot save me, leave me the way you met me. Go ahead.
To that fire should do that time. So many things those who lose. Society now will not pray for that person. Nítorí pé ó sì ní life tó pọ̀ láti save ní àwọn tẹ́fà tí wọ́n tètè join yìí. Ẹ wá gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ̀sán aláàjì sorry like let me indulge for a minute. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ fi sílẹ̀ kẹ́ tó call for help. That is it.
And I agree with you. Now, who is the person to help? The lawyer is the only person that can help Baba Mohbad to understand what is going on.
Baba Mohbad in this situation, sir, because ìlú Èkó lè ti wá. Ṣé ìlú Èkó ní ìgbà míì ìmọ̀ wá Nàìjíríà? You leave the matter, Baba Mohbad. Ìwúgbó ni tí mo fẹ́ gbà ń bẹ̀, ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́, ìwúgbó ni tí mo fẹ́ gbà ń bẹ̀ nítorí tí yín náà ni bọ́dà gbọ́rọ̀ mi ò yé yín.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, he said people in abroad, people in diaspora, they should be coming down home sometimes. And not everything is not about legal. Some things can be native intelligent, like church sense. We call it church sense in local parlance here. Like native intelligence sometimes is more far better than legal intelligence. Now, since Baba Mohbad, you are still insisting on that legal stuff. Answer from this case. Why making it look like it's a do or die affair? That you need to use your sense. You're not using your sense, or you're just making it like you should be going to the legal. And that he's not saying, the other time he said the lawyer, he should be the Jesus of Mr. Joseph Aloba. That he wanted the lawyer to be the helper of him. But he's insisting on, sixth sense. Yeah, he's insisting on the legal route. not native scent. Like sometimes we should use our native scent. Not every time we should go legal. Yeah, Queen of Energy.
ẹrù pé mo ní nǹkan kan ní interest a máa ja ìdá justice for Mohbad lọ ẹjẹ àgbàgbé lẹ́gà nípa sáìn ẹjẹ máa já lọ ẹ ṣe wọ́n bá ṣe wù ú ẹ jẹ́ máa ṣiṣẹ́ yín lọ iṣẹ́ tí èsì pé ẹ fẹ́ gbowó ń bẹ̀ sí wá di wàhálà báyìí ṣẹ̀rí àwọn ẹ máa gbọ́ nínú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ fi ń rò pé ẹ fẹ́ gbowó ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ fi ń gbé nǹkan míì jáde pé royalty kan ni kìnní kan ni ní ìmọ̀ yín rí ní ìbáyé jẹ́ àìdárí ní ìrá ìdáyé rí nínú ayé pé kí èèyàn ti ẹ̀pàdé yẹn kan ní abọ́wọ́ ẹni báyìí bí ó ṣe nǹkan báyìí ní ìrírí o. tẹ́ bá dé ọ̀dọ̀ mi tẹ́ bá sọ pé ẹ̀ ń ṣe dáadáa tí ìgbàlẹ́ ni tó ti já yín pé kò ṣe dáadáa o yín gbà pé ṣe dáadáa. tẹ́ bá dọ́dọ̀ mi sì tẹ́ sọ pé èèyàn burúkú ni yín o tí ìrẹ́ni tó já yín pé èèyàn burúkú ni o yín gbà pé èèyàn burúkú náà ni yín. tẹ́ bá níyàn dáadáa ni ó dìgbà tẹ́ bá ṣàìdásí mi. sẹ́rí gbogbo lọ́ọ̀yà ni ẹ̀kíní kan ni application to the society we find ourselves no matter jù. gbogbo tẹ́lẹ̀ sọ yẹn kò wá applicable sí Nàìjíríà àwọn yóò bí pé ẹni ọmọ ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kú ṣe di pàǹtọ̀ owó ẹ̀kọ́ òwe.
Stop.
wọn fẹ́ mọ irúwèé tẹ́ ẹ tọwọ́ bọ̀.
Stop. He's saying that why are you insisting of trying to help this man? Why are you crying more than the bereaved? This is a word that some people don't like hearing on this TikTok. Yomi is saying it in Yoruba there. You say now your pikin die ni. Why you want down on top the matter? Now we saying talk. Now the pidgin balance with that. Why say now your pikin die ni? Why you want down on top the matter? That is the summary of what he just said just now. And you need to desist from all the crap he's doing. Thank you. King of Energy.
ẹ̀dùn fẹ́ mi kó má bàa sì sọ ni ìkan tó kọ́kọ́ dá wàhálà lẹ̀ ni pé àwọn ọmọ tí wọn ò ní journalistic experience àwọn ọmọ tó yẹ pé àwọn náà jáde wọ́n kẹ̀ sáré nàkiri sí bàbá yẹn lẹ́nu bàbá ẹni tó wà bereaved tó ń sunkún ọmọ ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ tí inú ẹ̀ ń bàjẹ́ òun náà kàn sọ oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ibi tí wàhálà ti kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí bàbá yẹn ti kọ́ ní problem nígbà tó lè ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kú ìgbà tó yẹ káwọn èèyàn pìtì bàbá yẹn wọn pìtì ẹ̀ nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ oríṣiríṣi tí bàbá yẹn ẹni tó rọ̀ bá bá ọ̀gbọ̀n mọ́ náà ẹ tó bá jì sí kòtò kò lè gbé rẹ̀ dìde mọ́ngbà míì wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀
Pause. He said some of the attack Baba got then was that the statement he made, but people didn't reason with him. He lost someone, and people were attacking at that point in time. They didn't feel he that wear the shoes know where he pinches Abi how you go to talk him. They don't know where they pinch him, man. So people capitalized on attacking him at that point in time. They never knew what was going on in his life, but they were attacking him because it didn't happen to you. And we want some people, don't pray this thing happen to Mohbad, happen to your son. We are praying, we are saying, you need to desist from the rubbish you guys are doing on social media, on Mr. Joseph Aloba. Continue with King of Energy.
kí ẹ kẹsẹ̀ bọ́ra tí ọba wọlé tán tó bá lè wọ́n yọ rẹ̀ dandan tó bá tó kì kejì bọ́lẹ̀ yóò wọlé sí ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí bàbá yẹn when you are coming how many people ló call me ní time yẹn kó o fẹ́ ṣe irú nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ ṣe yìí tó dì mẹ́ fit pé let's package this man let this man not spoil this particular case ìkan tó wáyé pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ lẹ́sìn lóòótọ́ o àwọn tó ń struggle for justice for Mohbad gan you are helping them because some statement ó lè ba case jẹ́ ní ẹjọ́ tó bá ti sọ wọ́n lè lo against ẹ tó jàre ó lè padà jẹ̀bi a lè padà má rí justice.
Thank you. Pause.
àwọn èèyàn wọ́n ní.
Pause. He said you came into Baba Mohbad life when he needed help, and some statements you are making. Thank God I've been saying this way. Can scuttle the case. You need to stop making some remarks because you came to come and help him. Don't stop. You guys should stop saying things that will scuttle the case because it could harm the justice we are seeking for. Thank God this thing was said as far back as November last year, and some of us have been saying this.
Can we tell without sentiment? I've picked one or two things that we've said. Now we are going to go back to MOU. Please, who is going to read it for us? Barrister Laide, are you with a copy? Can you start?
Are you on the first page? Can we read the first page?
Okay, what's the first page, please?
memorandum of understanding between African Television having its business. Take it back. I can see from the screen. I can show on the screen. And it's tiny, but I can read it.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, let me say this. Hold on.
And do you have a second phone that I can read it, please?
Hold on, let me say this before Ann comes up. Let me say this. Please share this live to Papariano, because in as much that is a person that sometimes I like the way he goes about these things, and when he was reading this MOU, I believe the MOU that was given to him was addicted, and I would like if Ann, are you there? Can you help us to read this MOU? If it's not too cumbersome for you, can you start from beginning to the end?
Okay, so
That's why we are here.
I have different parts of it, right? It's what is the first part? Do I start with the hold on here, the purpose? I have here where it says the purpose. Is that the first part? Is that page 1 of 1?
No. The purpose
give me
is
the
the
first
last part.
Which is the remuneration or the signatures?
Yeah.
Okay, so the remuneration is the first part, right?
The first part is the memorandum of understanding between A and B.
Okay, hold on. Let me find that. Give me a second.
Okay,
Give me a
thank you
second.
very much.
Give me a second. Yeah.
Everybody, please share this live to African Television. Share this live to everybody. This is where we want to brainstorm. And this is where we'll be asking ourselves, who is the real criminal he was mentioning? Is it Baba Mohbad or is it him? Then don't forget, when he was making his submission, he said that he has sent this MOU ahead before he got to Nigeria. Now, please ask, why the conspiracy? Why was the MOU sent ahead? What was the urgency in sending it ahead? Why will African Television that knew he was coming to Nigeria will have sent this MOU ahead? Then who
was
received
he
it on behalf of
communicating
Baba
with?
Mohbad? Petke, you said
Who
what?
was he communicating with?
Okay, hold on. We're gonna hear that. Please, Madam Anne, if you're ready, please.
Okay, let me read the memorandum. I'll start with the first page, which is the memorandum of understanding. All right. Okay, so this memorandum of understanding is between African Television having its business at African Television in bracket AFTV, headquartered at 236 Groton Bean Boss 102 Beveren, can't pronounce it well, 9120 Belgium. That's his address. Now, the London mailing address, for those of you in London, please check this out. Gemma House, 39 Lilstone Street, City of Westminster, London. The postcode is NW8 I repeat again, the postcode is NW8 United Kingdom. Hereinafter refers as referred to as sponsor. All right, so let's get that clear. Now, and Mr. Joseph Aloba, Mohbad father in brackets, of Oke Eletu, Ijede Ikorodu, Lagos, herein referred to as the beneficiary. Now, it reads, whereas Mr. Joseph Aloba is the father of the late singer, Mohbad in bracket, Mohbad, the son of Mr. Aloba, is deceased under suspicious circumstances. A. B. Mr. Aloba desires a corporate social responsibility support, so that's a CSR, from individuals and organizations. C. African Television, herein referred to as AFTV, is established in the Netherlands in 2012 as a broadcasting TV station licensed to promote Africa. It reads, now, D of that. African Television and Mr. Joseph Aloba recognize each other as official partners in a corporate social responsibility engagement. So that's a CSR. Right. E. African Television and Mr. Joseph Aloba are willing to cooperate. Both parties have reached the following understanding. I'll move to the next page. Honorable York, can you confirm to me that the next page is the purpose? Am I correct? Hello? Olaide, any of you can confirm.
Yes,
Is the next page the purpose?
yes. The next
Right,
page
okay.
is the
To
purpose,
talk
and
about the
that's where we
purpose.
are going to hang on the entire stuff.
Okay, so the next page is the purpose, right, good. Purpose. Mr. Joseph Aloba, father, in bracket, hereby grants permission to African Television to engage on behalf of Mr. Joseph Aloba the follow. Please take note. Number 1, to create an NGO foundation in the legacy of his late son. Number 2, to ensure that a proper independent DNA is conducted to determine the paternity of the deceased male child. 3, to monitor, coordinate the musical royalties of the deceased in partnership of...
Sorry, Madam Ann, that number 3, you're going to repeat it 3 times. Because this, hold on, guys, hold on. Because this was not in the one Paparano read that night. Please, read this place 3 times. Go ahead, thank you.
Okay, so the purpose 3, give me 1 minute. Okay, so 3, it says to monitor, to coordinate the musical royalties of the deceased in partnership of David Fadile, Esquire, barrister, solicitors, and solicitors of Shalom Chambers, Richlands Garden Estate. What's this?
Chapati,
Yes. Chapati, Ibejuleki, Lagos, the retained solicitors. I repeat it again. To monitor, number 1, to coordinate the musical royalties of the deceased in partnership of David Fadile, Esquire, barrister, solicitors, and solicitors of Shalom Chambers, Richland Gardens Estate, Chapati, or whatever, you get that. Ibejuleki, Lagos State, as the retained solicitors. Again, to monitor, to coordinate the musical royalties of the deceased in partnership of David Fadile, Esquire, barrister, solicitor, and solicitors of Shalom Chambers, Richlands Garden Estate, Chapati, Ibejuleki, Lagos State.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Please, everybody should know that to coordinate the royalty of the deceased, that is the number 3 purpose African Television signed. To coordinate the royalty of the deceased. To coordinate, I repeat, the royalty of the deceased. Please go ahead.
Not only that, in partnership with the lawyer, that means they are the one in control of it, but they just bring the lawyer to come and be joining them in part of the thing. Go ahead, Ann.
Okay, number 4, to follow up on the contract between Mohbad and Malian Records.
Sorry. But I like it.
Yes, boss.
Not in partnership with Baba Mohbad's family.
Yes,
Not in partnership with Aloba. Because what that place is explaining is simple. Tio or Robert Deola, when Mata reach court tomorrow, which name they mention? To control Mohbad's royalty in partnership with David Fadile, there is no place Aloba was coming out there. There is no place Baba Mohbad interest or the Aloba's interest or Wumi or Mama Mohbad or Adura was covered there. It was about him controlling the royalty of Mohbad in partnership with David Fadile. Don't forget, things might fall apart between David Fadile and Baba Mohbad tomorrow. But in the contract they have signed, it was David Fadile, not Aloba. Go ahead.
Number 4, to follow up on the contract between Mohbad and Malian Records Limited in partnership with Mr. David Fadile, in brackets, managing partner, David Fadile and Company. David Fadile and Company barristers, solicitors and consultants, Shalom Chamber, Richlands Garden Estate, Shapati, Lekki Ekpe Expressway, Lagos State. Herein after referred to as the solicitors, the retained solicitors of Mr. Joseph Aloba. Did I repeat that again?
That's fair.
Okay. Number 5. If needed to arrange independent autopsy of the deceased, to arrange, coordinate, and responsible for the final burial of the deceased. That's number 6. Let me repeat 5 again. If needed, to arrange independent autopsy of the deceased. Number 6, to arrange, coordinate, and responsible for the final burial of the deceased. Number 7, to manage exclusively all public relations and media matters relating to Mr. Joseph Aloba. Number 8, to manage Mr. Joseph Aloba's...
Do 7 again, please. Do 7 again.
To manage exclusively all public relations and media matters
Please
relating...
underline the word. Hold on. Underline the word exclusively.
I want Nikodoma involved. He's the only to be involved in Baba's media.
If he doesn't tell
rounds.
Baba to go to the toilet, Baba cannot go.
Yes.
If he doesn't tell Baba to go and shit, Baba cannot go. Go back to that place and read.
Who is the criminal again, please?
No, hold on. We never started that question. Hold on. Go back there and read.
So number 7, to manage exclusively all public relations and media matters relating to Mr. Joseph Aloba. Number 7, I repeat it again, just for people who are just joining. To manage exclusively all public relations and media matters relating to Mr. Joseph Aloba. Now, number 8, to manage Mr. Joseph Aloba's musical career and musical engagements. That's number 8. Number 9, Mr. David Fadile.
Hold on. Come again, that number 8. God bless you.
So, okay, so number 8 says to manage Mr. Joseph Aloba's musical career, musical engagement.
So, as of this point in time, that this MOU was forwarded, there was an understanding that Baba has a musical career. Make a clap for myself first. Hold on. As of the point this MOU was signed, African television has discovered Baba talent in singing. Please, can you come up with that 8 again before we go to 7?
To manage Mr. Joseph Aloba's musical career and musical engagements. Number 9, Mr. David Fadile, managing partner, David Fadile and Company. David Fadile and Company barristers, solicitors and consultants, Shalom Chamber, Richland Gardens Estate, Shapati. Well, that sounds very Indian. Lekki Ekpe Expressway, Lagos. Hereinafter referred to as the solicitors. The retained solicitors of Mr. Joseph Aloba shall represent the NGO Foundation, I'm going to have to read this again, in the legacy of the late son of the beneficiary, and shall be entitled to 5% proceeds accurate to the NGO's foundation, while the beneficiary shall be entitled to 25%.
Come again.
I'm gonna
Read it again so that people will listen carefully. Now, please read slowly. Sorry, read slowly, and so that people will listen and hear that part. Thank you.
Of course. Mr. David Fadile, managing partner, David Fadile and Company. David Fadile and Company barristers.
Hold on. Come with that first sentence.
Okay, Mr. David Fadile, managing partner.
Hold on. They've established an agreement between African Television and Fadile as partnership to this case. It has been established. Go on.
Mr. David Fadile, managing partner, David Fadile and Company. David Fadile and Company barristers, solicitors and consultants, Shalom Chamber, Richlands Garden Estate, Shapati, Lekki Ekpe Expressway, Lagos. Hereinafter refers to as the solicitors. The retained solicitors of Mr. Joseph Aloba shall represent the NGO Foundation in the legacy of the late son of the beneficiary. By the way, the beneficiary here is Mr. Joseph Aloba.
Yep.
And shall be entitled to 5% proceeds. I repeat it again. I'll start again. Mr. David Fadile, managing partner, David Fadile and Company. David Fadile and Company barristers, solicitors and consultants, Shalom Chambers, Richland Gardens Expert, Shapati, Lekki Ekpe Expressway, Lagos. Hereinafter referred to as the solicitors. The retained solicitors of Mr. Joseph Aloba shall represent the NGO Foundation in the legacy of the late son of the beneficiary and shall be entitled to 5% proceeds accruable to the NGO's foundation, while the beneficiary shall be entitled to 25%.
Thank you so
Please,
much. Thank you so much,
hold on.
Anne.
Before you go ahead, hold on, Anne. Please, zoom that 25%. Zoom, because what I'm seeing, there was a cancellation before the 25%. Zoom it and let us know the initial percentage that was accredited to the beneficiary. Zoom.
Okay, so as I zoom it, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm zooming it a lot. Can you see here?
Yeah, we can see it here.
So that's
I can.
20%.
So now, God bless you, that person. Let us see the one that was cancelled. Can everybody see now? 20% ab initio. 20% ab initio was allotted to the beneficiary. But I feel that when this MOU got to Baba and the Fadile look at it, and Fadile, as of that time they were drafting this, Mohbad royalty with Naira Marley was 300 million naira as of this time. So, please, guys, let us do the calculation. What's the 5% of 300 million? 0.005 times 300 million. What do we have? Let us know what is going to the 5% that is going to the Fadile, the solicitor. Let us know. 15 million. Crocodile, God bless you. Now let's go back to Baba Mohbad. Let's go back to if 15 million is going to Fadile. From 300 million, we have left 285. If I'm not mistaken, 285 million remaining. Now let us do the 25%, 0.25 of 300 million. What do we get? Shut up. Can we look at the 25%?
We can see. Okay. Go ahead, yeah.
0.25 of
That's like 75 million.
That's 75 meter.
Yeah.
75 plus 15. That's how much?
It's not 90. That's 90 now.
That's 90. 90 minus 300 million, please.
You mean 300 million minus 90?
300 million minus 90 million.
110, 310.
That's
210,
210.
sorry, 210. Sorry, I got it wrong. 210.
10M.
That's 210. 210 is the 70% that crookedly
Yeah.
was not pointed out. Now, this is where we're going to start from. In this MOU, there is African television, there is beneficiary, and there is solicitor. The solicitor is on 5%. The beneficiary is on 25%. 25 plus 5 makes it 30. The 70 is now for who? You can solve that puzzle.
Deliberate.
First, I would like to say this, that if there is no business, then there will be no agreement. For there to be agreement, meaning there is business. Okay? And now, if this is being sent even before its arrival to Nigeria, then it shows that he's been discussing with somebody. And if I may guess right, maybe he has been discussing with Fadile. And that was why Fadile has been the person doing the dirty jobs on him. And that was why Fadile was able to be part of the partnership and having 5% of every business done. Because to me, I see no reason why a lawyer or a barrister of Baba Mohbad becoming a partnership in something that belongs to his own son. Meanwhile, the Baba himself was not
Pet cake, write this straight. Having interest in what belongs to his client.
man. That is a breach of trust. Meaning, the barrister can even kill the man. This is a serious matter. And permit me to say this. Papariano always say his platform is not like other platforms where they just do things anyhow. They don't ask questions. Now, they brought amended document for you. You were using it to analyze without even looking deep into it. And today, before this program, he was saying, we have set you free. African TV, you are set free. You don't need to go to anywhere. You don't need to explain anything again. You are free now. Permit me to say this. I believe he will see all these errors pointed out. Then he will know that they are intelligent people out there who reason even deeper than he does. Please, permit me to also say this, that henceforth, we shouldn't allow African TV to come and start spilling out rubbish around us. We shouldn't give him that space again, because indeed, what we have seen tonight has shown that he is a criminal. And we can take this to any level with him if he tries any rubbish. This is my take.
Thank you so much, Pet Cage. Again, and I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Because I need to go back to the interview. I want to go back to the interview he had with Oriyomi.
Hold on.
Because
Before you go back.
okay, sorry.
Before you go back. Then, in all honesty, Papariano, when he was reading this site, he did not have most of this thing, and he read, and he said that there was no place. Oluwamiero.
Dog Daddy, please take water. Take water, please. Take water. And
It's a long, it's a long night.
please take water, please.
Okay, well, you guys should hold on. Let me read the remuneration so you can actually have
Sorry,
your
Anne.
points together.
Sorry, Anne.
Before you
If
read,
I
hold
forget-
on. Before you read it, African Television was saying, Papariano was saying on his platform that there was no place that royalty was mentioned. And he said, yes. But I'm glad that Baba, because after he called Baba criminal, I called someone that was close to Baba. I said that, Baba, please, can you make the MOU that you signed with African Television available? We want to study and we want to see what went wrong. When I listened to Papariano when he was saying the one he was reading, this royalty number 3 was not spelled out. Number 9 was not spelled out. I didn't hear it. You know? And he was saying that there was no place royalty was mentioned. But on this one that was signed by Baba Mohbad, knowing fully well, no, go and check the witness that signed. The witness was not Blessing Aloba. Then a simple question: why was African Television in a haste for Baba Mohbad to sign this? How did he get Baba Mohbad's number? Who did he talk to? How come all of a sudden the MOU was partnership with Fadile? Go ahead, guys.
Okay, let me quickly. And then the implementation or operational costs that will be incurred. So when they're trying to implement a project or what the cost for running any projects, while they're trying to, incurred in the pursuit of securing funding while they're trying to get funding. So they're saying that they will get funding for this project, for this MOU, that the person who is trying to do that would have to bear the cost, except they have already stated it down. Right? But then also, they're also saying that this cost would have to be thoroughly and transparently documented. So both parties will have to see it and they can look at it and revert back to it. Or basically, if you want to say layman term, agree anytime. Now, the second clause of this is saying, so if there's a favorable outcome while they're trying to secure funds for the projects, those costs will be reimbursed to the party who has incurred the expense. So basically, they are saying that if they go and while they're securing funds, the expense that I suppose African Television incurs while trying to get funding for the projects will be reimbursed back. The favorable outcome means they have gotten the funding, so he will get reimbursements, and then so you will get that funding first before they even put the funding into the project. So he will take his money out first, whatever he spent in getting it, right? Now, the last paragraph says, the parties hereby agree that legal fees shall be determined before the commencement of every project or proceedings and upon agreement of costs between the barristers. So now, if you read that there, he's telling you that there are 2 barristers. So in this, when they have any legal thing, they have to go ahead, like the royalties and all of that. He has his own barrister that represents African Television, and the barrister of Baba Mohbad, they would have to agree, okay, on the fundings, on their fees before that is carried on. Now, let me read that paragraph again for you. It says, the parties hereby agree that legal fees shall be determined before the commencement of every project or proceedings and upon agreement of costs between the barristers. Now, if we understand the English word between the barristers, it's telling you that there are 2 barristers. So there are 2 barristers on both parties. We're not stupid and we're not daft. Just trying to make that clear. And the parties before an invoice to be generated for individual project projects or legal functions. So each of these barristers will have to agree on their cost percentage, basically before they carry out any legal project or any of that. That's basically what he's saying. Now, he also says here that Mr. Joseph Aloba shall also be paid for individual engagements and projects. Now, so basically, look at it this way, two things here. The first bit we read on the purpose, which the post had before, he was talking about 25%, 5% for the lawyers. And obviously, he never had any mention of the 70% or what, 70, because 25, 5, so 70. He never said anything about the 70%. Now, so you want to assume that he's talking about that ratio, that funds ratio is talking about the royalties. That's because if you come to remuneration here, he's now saying that, you know what, while in the pursuit of getting the royalties and all of other projects, we would reimburse the costs. So if he goes and gets funding for all these things, he will get his money. So that ratio is basically focused on royalties. Now you sit down and ask yourself one thing. This is a remuneration. If you go back and read up on Google, let me go take you there to what Google talks about an MOU. Give me 1 second. So there's a guide. If you just Google MOUs and guides to writing a memorandum of understanding, one of the things he mentions here is that you should explain everything. Be clear about, let me just read the exact word so that it doesn't look like, I'm just making up the story. Hold on. Give me 1 second there. Okay. Now, so one of the benefits of an MOU says that there has to be clarity for all partners. What each person is putting into, what the person is getting out, and the time frame for it. So if he's calling it an MOU, he's saying that we're two partners getting involved in a project. But the way he has worded this, it seemed like it's a slave man contract. Like you have those musicians, those naive young artists that get into a project and they're desperate to make money, and you've just tied them to maybe like even trying to say you're getting them to do a 0-hour contract. A very dodgy one. Because a memorandum of understanding, why have you not explained and given a breakdown of your 70%? Why don't you have a breakdown of your remuneration on the remuneration page? You're not giving a breakdown of that 70%, why you are keeping that 70%. And you're trying to micromanage the man. On the remuneration, you are only focused on, okay, if we get money for project, this is how we are going to share it. And then you're talking about the legal fees. There is nothing where you are talking about, okay, this is why I am keeping 70% down. So is it really an MOU? It's not really an MOU, to be fair. Because an MOU is, please, anybody who's there, Google it, is an arrangement by two parties. You come together to do an investment. But this sounds like you are trying to slave an old man to coin him of whatever you think he has. Because you think he's daft, he's naive, he's a timid, uneducated man. Where is the breakdown, Mr. African Television? Where is the breakdown of your 70% that you are keeping back? And why are you keeping that back? Why? An MOU states that you have to be clear. There has to be clarity by both parties as to what is agreed. There has to be clarity for accountability's sake. There is no breakdown anywhere of your 70%.
Permit me to say this also. If at every sponsored project, he will recoup his money back, why now taking 70 and give it 20, the 25 out, and giving 5 to the other man?
And also
Why now
bear in
taking
mind,
70? When you know that after investment, you will recoup your money. So why are you taking 70? And that 70 you're taking, you just hid it in the air for people not to know. You're just talking about what you are giving out, not talking about the
Gracie, please, can you
70.
fix your earpiece, please?
Come on.
Down.
Fix it, Joe.
I don't have time to.
Because it could be.
How far now? Is it better?
It's not better. It's not better.
Hold on.
Remove your earpiece and talk, please. Remove your earpiece and
FCC
talk.
speaker, please don't speak up, please.
Empty. That's the problem.
Hey, God.
The speaker is empty. That's the problem.
Okay, yeah, let's manage
Is it
it.
better now?
Yeah,
Is
good.
it better now?
You are going to manage it since your speaker is first.
Okay. Well, sorry for the situation. Just bear with me. It's just the running up and down for the protest that has kept me away from doing certain things. You see, first and foremost, I want us to note that African TV is just playing smart and to have flaunted. The 70%, for those who want to know, that is where the name public came out. All those fighting public. That is the origin, that is the beginning, that is where their formation started from. Leave the matter for public. The public will do this, the public will do that. That is where it started from. And you see African TV, all this we have read as MOU. As Anne have said, it's never an MOU. It is a framework of fraud. A framework to destroy Baba and to buy everything of Baba Mohbad. How could you say Baba will be settled at any engagement that he does? That means you want to explain the man to be working for you. If he sings at any event, you pay him. If you help people carry load, you pay him. Only that he will be waiting for whatever declaration you are making as 20%. You might say you have done something that you've not gained. Baba should not expect anything because anybody that is loyal to him was not involved in that agreement making. Even the lawyer that's supposed to defend the interest of Baba shaved him off. That's the worst thing that can happen to a man. When your lawyer, when you cannot trust your lawyer, when your lawyer is not sincere with you, when you cannot vouch for your lawyer, you see, hold on, I'm coming. Hold on 1 minute. Let me even cancel the whatever.
Am I audible now? Am I better?
100%.
Yeah.
My ear won't blow before.
The problem is I won't be able to hear anything, but at least I'll be audible. Now, what we have read is never an MOU, but a framework of fraud. African TV was smart enough to just flaunt himself. The origin of public they are saying today, that is where it emanated from. Interest and shares. Let the public take over. We have the money to do it. We have the money to invest. This is the origin. They want to invest a little and get bountifully, without considering the interest of that man and his family, without considering the sweat of the late son. This is an act. You see, the worst thing that can happen to Baba Mohbad really happened. Because when your lawyer, someone that you relied upon so much, could sell you out, could have I don't know when a lawyer will have an agreement of shares in a contract or in an MOU, a principal is signing with his client. It's really very, very worrisome. Despite the fact that African TV came with his fraudulent mission, the lawyer compromised his own profession. He compromised in his profession by allowing Baba Mohbad, by selling off
or selling out Baba Mohbad to a fraudulent a man who did not come, who came only to steal and to kill. He came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. This is the worst as in the most. And let me tell you this: African TV in the MOU that we read, it was saying between lawyers, solicitors, whatever. African TV never for one day presented a baby lawyer, not to talk of competent lawyer, as a lawyer of his foundation. The foundation even started. The formation and the discussion about foundation, the registration of the foundation in Nigeria that I know of started when people came together. And I think Madam Adetola Aduke can bear me witness if she's around. He came
Because I believe you're in the law of this NGO commander. What?
no of what?
When this was there any point in time that a foundation was created?
Well, there was that if your foundation is not registered in Nigeria, how do you want to operate in Nigeria? And it's a manipulator. He has his own strikers that will just come with at least, okay, let us push it. Okay, you push it that we should have foundation, that we should register in Nigeria, that the foundation that I brought was registered in Belgium or Netherlands or in UK. So the idea of trying to register and the foundation, that was when I was picked to be the treasurer of a foundation that was not registered and a foundation that was never existed, a foundation that we were looking around to raise money to register. African TV never spent a dime, not a dime, on this movement and on this particular thing. Even he was using Baba's lawyer to sign agreement. And let me say this before, lest I forget. African TV, as at that time, the proposed foundation needed a lawyer and said, oh, we need a lawyer to at least interface with Baba's lawyer, and they can be discussing. We tell him and Baba too, because I became a member of that group because of Baba's interest. Baba said I should go there and listen to everything that will be going on. So at every meeting and at every discussion, I was feeding Baba back.
Guresi,
Yeah.
you were only a phone call member only.
Okay, you were there, Abi?
No, I'm just telling you because I know I know that it was just a phone call. You were just a phone call member. It's not like you are.
It
you have an
was
appointment letter.
No, it was later I discovered that apart from the group that I was being shown or I was being exposed to, there were inner caucus groups that I never had knowledge of. So decisions, court decisions and real decisions were taken at that caucus group before it will come to us. But what I was trying to say is this: African TV, when it was now said it was bringing a son, he went around, came back, there was no lawyer. He said the lawyer he saw, that he had like two lawyers. The lawyer he saw, one was charging 35 million, the other was charging 30 million. And he said, this lawyer shall be, and that was where that is, that not limited to the agreement, that if anyone was having any issue, the lawyer will stand in for that person. Exactly as these people who are clamoring for public are saying. It has been their agreement. It has been a project they have designed long ago. All they are shouting, clamoring, public. I make bold to tell you today that it has been orchestrated. It has been evilly, devilishly arranged long before now. All the idea of public want to take over, that is where it came from. African TV was one of the masterminders behind all these things. And that was why there was a little crack between him, Aries, Suzanne, and other universe. There was a crack at one point, but along the line, they came together. I know the likes of Papariano and rest of others were hiding behind camera, but they were doing the dirty cooperation. So, well, I don't have any business with anybody, but let me discuss African TV because I was involved from the beginning to the end, up to the point that African TV was disengaged. There was never a presence of lawyer. He was even the one that proposed and said, look, let us use Baba Lawyer because Baba Lawyer is not being paid. And he might compromise or sell out this case. That if any bigger offer comes for this man, because this man, Fadile, was not paid, that he might compromise the case.